proud IBDP student at KRMGS. Today, I'm thrilled to introduce an exciting ongoing initiative that we have embarked upon at our school. We have partnered with the Embassy of Kenya to enhance communication, inquiry, and reflection skills and foster international mindedness and global engagement. Through this initiative, we, the learners of KRMGS, have the unique opportunity to interview the esteemed ambassador from the office of the Embassy of Kenya. This experience broadens our perspectives and allows us to understand diverse cultures, connect with global leaders, and even discuss important international issues. Stay tuned as we dive into these insightful conversations, bringing you stories and experiences that bridge our local community with the global stage. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey of learning and discovery.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Amos, and I am here to ask you a few questions. So the first question is, what inspired you to be in this role of ambassador?
Wow, thank you. Let me first of all welcome gentlemen to the High Commission for Kenya.
Yes. Thank you.
I'm extremely delighted to host you here in our embassy, from where we drive the diplomatic agenda for our Republic and India.
Yes.
My name is Ambassador Peter Munyiri. Now, in terms of what inspired me,
What inspired you to be in this role of ambassador?
yes, it is a desire to serve my country, my community in a different role. I had done many things before becoming or being appointed the High Commissioner for Kenya. I have ran banks, not one, not two, not three. I have been a Chief Executive Officer of a number of banks in our country at executive roles, at executive director roles. In between, I met many people. In one of the banks, KCB, Kenya Commercial Bank, I was very instrumental in its journey into the region to have it in multiple countries. So I met very many people around the path of setting that bank in other countries. I desired even then to get back to the public sector, public service, where I had started my career as an economist, because that's my background. And this particular desire culminated into my being appointed as the chairman of Kenya Bureau of Standards. And that is the body that regulates and ensures that we have safety around population in terms of what is coming into the country. We were guardians in terms of the standards through which different products are to be manufactured, as well as trade facilitation. So I felt that strong desire to serve, and the journey has got very many building blocks.
Yes.
This being appointed by His Excellency our President, Dr. Samoei Ruto, to the position of a High Commissioner was just a build-up of a long journey. So the desire is serving my people now in a different capacity, and to take care of the national interests of our country and of our people, and ensure very strong bilateral relationships between our country and India. And I feel sufficiently prepared because I was very desirous to get into public service, and turned out that I ended up in the diplomatic corps.
As an ambassador, what kind of challenges do you face daily? Predominantly, is it cultural, administrative, or just linguistic?
Well, here in Delhi at the moment is the weather. I had functioned at 53 degrees centigrade first time.
Yes.
Even above 40, maybe one time in Dubai. So generally, people here are very warm. I don't have cultural barriers. Yes, language, communication. I'm still learning the dominant language here, the Hindi language, but I know Namaste, I know Pani, I know Ao, You know, our means come, I know chalo chalo, go, I know tike. So I'm learning. So I'm not feeling constrained in any way in terms of my diplomatic role. I'm reaching out to the other high commissioners and ambassadors in this town of Delhi. I've gone out of Delhi to the other major commercial areas like Mumbai, where we have honorary consuls. I have met them. So I'm trying to network very hard. But in terms of what is currently a challenge, the adjustment just around, I hadn't had so much spices in terms of food. So that was an issue of getting to a hotel and say, don't put a lot of spices, put mild. The mild would still be too hot. So these days I don't even ask them to either reduce or increase. I've learned and I've adjusted a lot. Challenges around people and communication, if you go to a chemist, a challenge, but I get support also from my driver, who is quite fluent in English and in the local language. So I've adjusted.
That's great.
Yes.
So the next question is, any of the childhood memories that you would like to share with us?
I grew up, it's good, and I like to inspire young people. I grew up a very ordinary child, rural setting, huge challenges in Kenya. Lack of good food, lack of school fees. We were hard-working people in our farms, supporting other families. So we had the real challenges, lack of school fees. And I want to tell the young people that there's nothing that can bring it to you when you put your vision and your ambition high and you work towards it. A young person has got the whole life ahead. You can transition out to become whoever you want. So with the right discipline, preparation, put hard work, put faith in God, and work towards becoming, you will be. I have come to one very big conclusion looking at my life back.
Yes.
It is possible to become anyone you want to become. Yes.
Do you see any similarities in the rich heritages of India and Kenya?
We are the same. India, Kenya, we've got a lot of similarities. In Kenya, we've got over 200 Indians. They settled in there. Some came during the time of building the railway line. Others came in phases thereafter. A big population came from Gujarat. I went to Gujarat. I have addressed the Chamber of Commerce there. I've been to Maharashtra, and great people. So India is our 44th tribe. We interact. We meet in social circles, golf courses everywhere. So we feel the same. I feel the same. I don't feel any pushback. I've never felt like wanting to leave India from the day I came, because culturally I had already gotten used to, and I had worked with Indians, even in the banking sector, even them as our customers. And even now I'm here, there are still Indians I call, they're in Kenya, and I tell them, who do you know very, perhaps a large industrialist here in India, can you link me up? So I feel pretty the same. Even when I go to government meetings, I don't feel I'm meeting strangers or different people. I have this feeling like I'm just meeting fellow Kenyans. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, thank you.
Next question. How do you like, what is your most favorite Indian food? What is your most favorite Indian food?
Chicken lollipop, I can start there. Yes. Chicken makanwara, from chicken makanwara, buttered naan, roti. You know, before coming in here, in Kenya, Karen, where we live, the shopping center, we've got a restaurant, Indian restaurant called Open House. Sundays after church, we normally troop in there to sample food. So the difference is food there isn't hot. Food here is very hot. So I'll ask the same type of food here, but turns out to be hot. So yeah, we like the Indian cuisine.
Yes. Yeah. Would you like to share about future collaborative projects that India and Kenya are planning?
Many. Our president was here in December last year, we entered into memorandums in terms of critical areas for cooperation, right from pharmaceutical and the hospital side to mechanization of our agriculture, again being supported through $250 million line through the Exim Bank of India. We've got the manufacturing side. Kenya has set up special economic zones for purposes of attracting high-end investors from India and from Kenya. The companies can journey out into the rest of Africa. So we've got several initiatives that are works in progress, and they are all targeting towards making sure that the capabilities, as they are here in India, we replicate them, including large-scale commercial agriculture. We had an Indian delegation getting to Kenya for purposes of identifying suitable large arable agricultural lands from where they can help us to spearhead agriculture, large-scale agriculture in different crops, maize, rice, wheat. Then we've got another collaboration with India, the Dairy Board of India, and their counterparties in Kenya for purposes of improving our genetic qualities around our animals. That is the milk herd. There is an initiative around our buffaloes. They are wild, but the buffaloes here are domesticated. They are just nice animals. So I remember just telling my president, it's good to have these buffaloes back in Kenya. They produce 15 to 20 liters of milk, and they do not get into many diseases. So there's a lot of collaboration which we are driving off from here. And the education side has been working in terms of scholarships. So a lot of activities. Yeah.
Sir, we will be delighted to know which sport you like the most.
I've grown up believing in you need to do something. Physical fitness is key.
Yes.
From when you are young to even when you are aging. Because it's part of what helps you to maintain agility, helps you to maintain very sharp focus on issues, and it creates a lot of energy around yourself. So as I grew up, I've done squash, I have done lawn tennis, I've done swim. We used to call it rounder when we were young, but that is cricket. I was a good supporter of the Kenyan cricket team. Now cricket is a big thing here, but I'm also into some social growth. Well, I play golf. That's not a problem. So that
for the students that are inspiring to take industrial positions in the future, what type of tips would you like to give them?
I'll say this. There are particular careers or degrees that you can build yourself through. Like people who go through the route of political science, economics, they become natural fit. So you need to ground yourself professionally, qualification-wise, but equally, life around diplomacy and even other fields of life, once you have to excel in your field for a fact, you can easily migrate out into the diplomatic world. Why not? You don't have to have worked in the Ministry of Political Affairs or External Affairs to just make a career diplomat. No. Even thereafter in life, you can cause a switch. But the most important thing is this. At the phase you are in life, can you excel? Can you get all these good qualifications? Can you maintain a standard called integrity around the self and the hard work and the right attitude towards life? Ultimately, you will get yourself through it. Yes.
Thank you.
More questions? Okay.
Whom would you identify as the most influential figure, and how have their contributions transformed the personal and professional life?
We had a president in Kenya. He was the third president of the Republic of Kenya called Munyiri, who is an economist. And he was a very influential minister for finance when we were growing up in primary school. So I still used to listen to him reading the annual national budget, and he influenced me a lot, remotely from far. Later on in life, I met him. He even gave me some state recognitions. But that's a person who had a huge impact around me remotely because he was very successful in career and in politics. Later on in life, you have people like Obama, people who succeeded. They've got a Kenyan origin, but they fought from very far. You got lately people like the Prime Minister, His Excellency Modi from here. He's an influential person. Any positive and person looking forward to break through into life, you can't afford to ignore what has inspired people like those ones. You've got our president, again the same. When you listen to our president, Dr. Ruto, I mean, he's a person who just fought and broke through into life. And right now, when he speaks, he doesn't now appear to be speaking for Kenya. He's quite elevated, and every state in Africa is accepting that this is the African champion, you know? So yeah, those are people who inspire me. And I'll tell you this, the first person I came to know was my mother and my dad. They played a very significant role in terms of shaping me before I came to know other people. So those are very key people around my life. Yeah.
One last question. Do you have any message for the younger generation coming up?
Yes, that they need to realize that there's no barrier between them and where they want to go. The in-between there is just the issues people have to deal with in life. And that when you are young, and even as you grow, don't take a no for an answer. A no is just one option. There will be another option and another option. I always say this, if I find a mountain, which is a no, either I'll drill through that mountain, I'll go around it, I'll climb it, but somehow you don't allow people, and I don't allow people to kill my dreams. That's what I'll tell every young person. Don't allow anyone to kill your dreams. Work through it and learn very early in life not to take just a no for an answer. You've got a whole future lying ahead.
That's a really inspirational.
Yes, thank you.
Considering your current diplomatic role, what are your sentiments regarding your presence in India?
I didn't get, what are they?
Considering your current diplomatic role, what are your sentiments regarding your presence in India?
I'm a fairly positive person. I don't allow the environment to set my tone, to set my perspective. I set my perspective. I hang on and stay on the positive side of life. That's a choice you have to make. No one makes you happy. You've got to decide, I have got to be happy. Now, I am very positive about my stay here. I know I'm going to do a good job. I know I'm going to do a great job because I haven't failed anywhere in my career. This one is even looking more exciting. So, I am positive. I like the people. I'm doing a lot of knowledge around India. I'm visiting where I need to visit. And when I say India, I mean it's the whole spectrum. It's not just the people who are higher. I am equally very concerned. If you come to this embassy, you'll find I've got the Kenyan population who have come, the employees, I've got the Indian locals. Some have worked for 32 years. I call them here sometimes, they give me stories where this embassy has come from. Then I ask them, okay, where did you come from? Okay, so how did you end up getting to where you are? I engage them in these conversations. One of the drivers I have, who comes from the southern side, Kerala, that's Chennai, down, he tells me the way he just came and he was sleeping on the floor at night. He didn't have anywhere until somebody told him, oh, you can be getting help from the temple there for food. And from there, he started working in a small restaurant. He put some money together, started driving. But today he is a successful man by any standards because he's got rentals, rental houses near the airport, rental houses in Chennai, and one of the houses is occupied by a bank. What am I trying to say? India and Kenya and the struggles around people and their aspirations, they make me feel happy. And I'm looking at it in terms of we are not any different. At the end of the day, everybody wants to advance. So I'm very positive. Very positive.
That's my question.
Good. I'm extremely happy. Let me say thank you again very much for coming. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
Yes. And I really wish you well. And hopefully, what do you want to become?
I want to become a fashion designer.
Fashion designer. You'll get it.
Thank you.
Why fashion designer?
Because why not?
I like it. And yourself, what do you want to become?
I want to become a teacher in the future.
A teacher?
Yes.
You know, teaching is right from university all the way down.
Yes.
So teacher where?
In a college. I want to become like a math teacher because I like studying, because I like math, and because it also it's giving me more ideas on how to work out this type of questions.
That's excellent. But do you know that maths and physics, they are really needed in every engineering course.
Yes, yes.
They are really needed in every in every what?
Competitive
computer programs,
Yes, yes.
all that stuff. So it's okay, you go and teach, but look at all the available options in terms of maths, because I believe they should. The future will be controlled by two things. And please take me right, because we will still use one of those.
Yes.
To be controlled by numbers. Anything that has numbers will never lose relevance. We measure economies in numbers. We measure business performance in numbers. Numbers. Number two, computers.
Yes.
Even if you go to fashion design, you will still require. So you are not off track, guys. But I strongly believe that even in terms of maths or the fashion design, you still have to have a hand around those two other fields. And thank you very much. I'm very excited.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, my sweet.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.